Now, to visit the Visayas Conference battles, we start off with University of San Carlos, playing the first 3 games of that conference. That is on Game 1, where USC capitalized on Isatu hits offensive itemizations when he's supposed to be building defensive. That doesn't seem to be the case for the next 2 games, as USC's mid laner Hamud built defensive when he's supposed to be building offensive for the mid game, and hence losing that Game 2 and 3 to 2 rookie teams. Now, for the next 3 games, of course, it's not going to be a story of itemization, but rather a story of juggling damage, with Game 4 played between UI and CPU, with UI's Oriana putting up great sets but lack follow-up damage. This allowed members of CPU to take advantage of 3-stack Mountain Drakes and went for the win with the Siege. Of course, for the next 2 games, it is actually JBL teaching us how to provide sustained damage with key champions, further tested on the final game in a Battle of Assassins. It was a very close fight, but of course it only went down through the itemizations, with Rael building up a Zonya too late for the game, whereas Ao builds it when it matters. With that 2 games won, it is actually JBL having their place sealed in the top 2 spot of the Visayas Conference. And now we visit the Metro East Conference battles to start things off with the first 3 games, teaching us the value of a macro play. Of course, that is on Game 1 with DIP offsetting whatever lead has been established by NEU's micro in the early game, and which mostly came from NEU's jungler, Jimboy Tender. Of course, that goes for Game 2 with Admu taking the victory against CDSL simply by pulling off a methodical approach of cashing in your early game lead and use that to close down the game. But of course, it's going to be a different perspective for the Game 3, as you could see how JRU's lack of macro, and actually for the decision whenever they decide to engage MITM's bottom lane, which actually snowballed out of hand, hence dropping all the macros and just easily and dominatingly defeated JRU. Of course, for the next set of games, we got Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6 teaching us the power of aggression. For Game 4, we got NEU versus MITM, with MITM further continuing their domination and aggression with the opening of those amazing trash hooks from their support. In the Game 5, of course, we open up with NEU once again, this time with a fun game against Ateneo de Manila University Admu, with Admu taking their second victory, opening up with Seno on his Katarina, provided that he can capitalize on all those aggression that his champion can provide. Now in Game 6, it's going to be a different story, as we can observe how do you counter aggression with your very own aggression, as Admu takes their third victory on that conference battles with Duwa, and hence concluding the Metro East Conference battles. So what do you think, guys? That is of course the highlights and the review of the Lenovo LCL 2017 Spring Term, once again, Metro East Conference battles.
Challenge what you know again next week in the Lenovo LCL 2017 Spring.